Yo, what's up, guys? We are stepping out of the box today, and I have something so special to show you guys, and I am actually excited to. And before you look at this and you go, Crix, wait a minute. I thought you didn't like running sims. I hate running sims. What are we doing here? This is so different than any sim you guys have ever seen in your life, okay? This is literally a sim that holds your hand as you build your spec, as you select the buffs that you want, as you do debuffs, the consumables, your pet buffs, as you sit here and slot in each of your weapons. And it even tells you, if you click simulate all items, it'll tell you which has the highest DPS out of which one. This thing is nutty, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build this from ground up with using my gear. But before we start, I want to tell you guys, KRISTOF is the guy who created this. Okay, he has spent days, weeks doing this, all of this for free, just doing it because he's a savage and he's a gentleman, man. This guy, shout him out anytime you see him in the Warlock Discord. Throw him some love. And of course, if you're sitting over big money oil bank princes, right, go ahead and support him on his PayPal if you want to. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna go from step one, which is starting, right, and then we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna build each spec. I'm gonna build Shadow Destro first, and then Fire Destro, and then Felguard, and we'll let you guys discover the rest of it. So first off, I'm gonna use my gear. Okay, I'm gonna use this all based off my gear. Okay, this is the current gear that I'm wearing in game. So I already preset all the gear here, right? The first thing you want to do is the gear. So I already have blood. All you gotta do is make sure that you have the right thing selected. That's all you do. And then obviously scroll down too. There's enchants as well. So make sure that you have the white weapon selected and then you have the right enchant selected. And then you move on to on hand. I'm using Khadgar's knapsack. I have my 2-piece. You put the gems in however you want to do them. Make sure you have the enchant and so on and so forth. You can see all my gears in here, except for I don't have T4 4-piece. And this is why I'm showing you guys this. This is gonna blow your mind. Watch this. Well, when we get there. Make sure everything's enchanted. Everything has everything on it that you need. Everything looks good to me. Rings, yep. Rings, yep. Trinket, wand. Okay, so we're good to go here. So my wand is different. My wand is different because I can just go like this, right? We're gonna ignore this just for the safety of this video because I could be tweaking with this for a long time to fix this hit cap. We're not gonna worry about it at all. We're just gonna pretend that it's correct. Actually, you know what? We can let's just do this. Let's just throw a veiled in there. That should, oh, we need a drop hit. Never mind. Let's just do this for the sake of it right here. We'll drop that. We're at 163. Okay, that's even better. Now, with all the gear on, now the next thing you do is you got to pick your spec. Like I said, we're going to go Shadow Destro first. So all you do is click this Destro button and he already has it preset to the proper spec. Okay. And then we're just going to fill all this out. I'm an orc, so I'm going to select orc. Iterations. I just leave this at 10,000, and for the sake of this, I don't also whatever fight length you want, it goes in seconds, right? 200 seconds, right? And then 260 seconds. This is where I leave it at. I think this is a good one. If you want to test, you know, minimum length 1 minute and then 2 minutes, right? You can do that. You can do whatever you want. But for right now, I'm just gonna put 200, and I'm gonna put 260 on all these sims that I'm running. Okay. Target level 73 because that's a boss. I don't worry about this, and I don't worry about this. Show damage. This is for when you. Oh, you can't run a combat log yet. After you sim, you can run a combat log, right? And once you run the combat log, this will tell you what's in it. We don't have infinite player mana, so we're going to leave that alone. We do have a pet, and we're running Succubus. And then we are also going to sacrifice pet because we're running Shadow Destro. Don't worry about Leash of Pain because he's being sacrificed. And the current ISB uptime, I would use a custom one. And I would go about like, I feel like a guild should be able to get 60 to 70%. So we're going to fit right in the middle and say 65%, okay? So that's all you fill out for this one. And then next we go over to the buffs. What buffs do we have? We have Fell Armor on. We're going to have G-Bok. We're going to have Greater Blessing of Wisdom. Wisdom on the boss. Mana Spring. Wrath of Air. Mark of the Wild. And Totem of Wrath. We have our Intellect. We have our Stamina. We have this. Now, I'm not going to fill these out. You can fill all these out if you want as you go. But this is just obviously, look, this is everything here. Your Alliance, you click that. You do this. Moonkin Aura. If you get in Pei, ATish buffs. The Jewel Crafting next. It goes on. Lust. You can lust it with Lust if you want. We're not going to for this. And then the next one is the debuffs on there, which is going to be Curse of Elements. You have Shadow Weaving up there. You have Improved Scorch. If you have an Improved Scorch for this exact one, I'm not going to run it because I'm running a Shadow Destro. And then we're going to use Misery, Improved Steel Crusader, and then Vampiric Touches if you are in a group with a Shadow Priest. So don't worry about that either. Consumables, we'll use a Flask of Pure Death. We're going to use a Brilliant Wizard Oil, our food buff, right? So if you use, this is the same spell power as Crunchy Serpents and Poached Bluefish. So don't worry about it if you're not doing it. And then we're going to use Mana Pot because you guys should be using a Mana Pot. And this would be a good example, okay? So actually, to start, we are going to do this with the Destro Pot so I can show you guys the difference of this, okay? And then next up, we're going to go up to rotation. We keep Shadow Destro. You keep, right? You keep Immolate up. You do not keep these up. These are if you're keeping these dots up. So if you're Affliction or if you are DN or whatever. So we don't do that. We're just keeping up Immolate, right? Our filler, you select your filler, which is Shadow Bolt. You select your curse, which is going to be Doom on this occasion. And our finisher, which is Shadow Burn. And others, this is for Amplified Curse, DN. This is if you have any of these. We don't have any of these though, right? So right now it looks like just starting off, what you'd like to do is go here, shadow, type in, because this resets all the time. So just make sure you go shadow, test, save new profile. Now this is our profile, okay? And it looks like we're good to run our sim. So we're gonna run the first sim and we're gonna see what it says. So right now, in my gear, in my exact gear right now, it says that I would do 1851 DPS. This is without lust. If we add lust and resim it, look at the difference. You see the difference there, right? But we're not doing this with lust. So we're gonna pretend that we don't have lust and we're gonna run the sim again so it gets back. This number will fluctuate and will change every now and then, but this is just a general base number. Now, you can go in here and change anything you can. Do we have malediction on the boss? If you have malediction on the boss, run that again. Oh, I do have malediction. Let's run that and see the difference of malediction on the boss. You see what I mean? It's just, you can do so much stuff and you can click and add this. We're not going to waste the time to click and add everything because I'm just showing you guys. And then one thing I want to show you before we jump to the other spec is you see the difference from a destro pot, 1902 destro pot, switch over to a mana pot. This is why us in the Warlock Discord have been telling you guys to run mana pots. You should always be running a mana pot instead of this, unless you have a lot of time like Mactherodon to where you sit there and you can live tap like we've gone over a million times. So we're gonna leave the sim as it is right here. We're gonna drop down, grab another one, and we're just gonna leave that tab open so we can go back to it, right? So this is what Shadow Dasher, right? Next one I'll do Felguard just so we don't have to switch the gear around because that's what spec that I actually do run, all right? So with Felguard, let's do this. This will be the different spec. So we're gonna go destroy Felguard. I like to drop this because I like to run 2 over here. These buffs will remain the same. Our gear is no different because I have the same exact gear on, right? So all we're gonna do is change this to our pet. Sacrifice pet, no. It's gonna open up this. We leave that alone, right? Make sure our buffs are still selected. We have Sunder on the boss. We have Fairy Fire on the boss. We have Exposed Armor on the boss. We have Curse of Wreck on the boss. We have Blood Findry. And then we also, wait. Yes. And we also have Exposed Weakness from the thing. So for Exposed Weakness, I put, I think a BiS, like a phase 1 BiS Hunter would be about 1.1, 1.2. I know our Survival Hunter is at 1.0. If you're even running a Survival Hunter in phase 1, he's about 1K, and he's also about 90% uptime. You can go ahead and drop this to 85 if you want to be more, 80, 85 realistically, but it's fine. I'm going to run it at 85 for this one, okay? And then you just make sure then it opens up this pet buffs. Your pet also inherits group-wide buffs, selected buffs. So he automatically will get the buffs up here, right? You just select the ones that he would have, right? Which is going to be Greater Might. He's probably not going to have anything else of this at all. Scrolls. It even has scrolls here. Make sure you guys click the scrolls. Okay, so, and KRISTOF's bits, which is not on here, but I just messaged him to see if he'll add it. We're going to add Rumsey Run because we do Rumsey Run, and whether you use these or not is up to you. I don't know. You can use this if you want to. I'm going to leave it off for this example, though. And then we're going to sim this and see what happens. This is in the same gear. Actually, we're going to go like this. Felguard, test, save new file. Now we have both of these. So this was the DPS we had is this. We're going to sim it now, and this is Felguard DPS. Okay, so we got a 2004 DPS. Now, this is with Felguard, right? Understandable. We knew that, we know that this is with Shadow Destro, and that is the Felguard one, okay? It's not surprised. We knew that it was going to be like this. The whole point I want to show you this and why this is so amazing was just kind of because it looks confusing. At the same time, look at the difference of you take my shoulders. This, I don't run 4 set. This tells you the set you're running right now, right? So I'm running 3 set. Put my 4 set on, right? Not even going to adjust my hit right now, and then resim. And it will correct it because now you have the 4-piece. See what I mean? It's bonkers. This thing is actually kind of crazy. Like, this thing is amazing. And if you want to run a fire sim, so for this one, we're going to run a fire sim. Okay, so we're going to go over to main hand. We click this. We're going to change it to Sunfire. We're going to go to our offhand and change it to Flame Tongue Seal. We're going to check all of our stuff real quick. We're looking good. Switch this to Adornment of Souls. Shoulders are going to be T4 2-piece. Back is going to be the Drape. Chest is Spellfire. Bracers, Havoc. Gloves, belt, Spellfire, Spell Strike. Boots are going to be Boots of Foretelling. And let's put 2, it looks like put 2 Veiled in here. We'll put 2 Veiled. Okay, and then we'll run down to our rings, which are Ashen's Gift and Banded Crimson Fury, which puts us, we're fine. I'm not going to sit here and mess with them too much. We need a little bit more hit, so we can address some of this real quick. Just for the sake of the video, we'll do this. And just put a Dawnstone in for right now. This is not how I'd actually gear it. This is just trying to hurry up and get it somewhere close to a hit cap so we can start. Now let's just run this. Okay, so this is Spellfire. So you need to switch respect to Destro. Obviously, you're going to sacrifice your imp. Yes, sacrifice. You have the same things, but make sure you go over here, select improve scorch, and then select your flame cap, as well as making sure that this, oh, it's a little buggy. This will tell you though, it says I have 3-piece spellfire on and 2-piece G4. Okay. Then run a sim. As you can, we did something wrong because this is telling us that we're 400 DPS lower. So to find what you did wrong, look around, think logically. Okay, so where would I have messed up on? Okay, so we have, I forgot to do my fillers, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and fill that. We're going to fill with Incinerate. We're going to use Doom, and we're going to Conflag as our finisher. And we don't have either of these. Okay, let's run the sim again. Oh, it jumped up drastically. You see what I mean? See how important it is to do this? Now, I'm not going to go through each one, but right now this is Shadow Destro, this is Felguard, and then this is Fire Destro, which is about where, you know, it's not too, nothing's too far off from where we said we were going to go, right? Now, these sims aren't perfect. You can tweak with this sheet more. Like I said, like you can probably do, you could find better gear sets. I just simply threw my gear into here to show you how this would work. And this is what I just want to, I just want to put shed light on this because this is an amazing tool. Like I said, you can just switch anything in the world. Like when I was on my Felguard one right here, or Shadow Destro. This is the Shadow Destro one, right? So what if, you know, okay, so what if, do I run 4-set? Okay, so let's change this to 4-set, right? And now I'm running 4-set, right? I've dropped my Frozen Shadow Wave mantle and I'm running 4-set, and then we'll sim it again. So it looks like I got a almost 23 DPS increase from putting my 4-set on versus if I just ran this. See that? And that is why this is just way too helpful to pass up. I think everybody should be running this, okay? I think everybody should be running their own sims. This is the easiest thing in the world to do, and you don't have to listen to anybody. If you have that question of, is this good or is this good? Switch to it. I can go to my Felguard one. This is my Felguard one right now. Let's go see what he looks like with the, he has 4-set on. Let's drop the 4-set and just run it with the Spell Strike. I lose 20. I mean, Frozen Shadow Wave, I lose 20 DPS. You see that? It's like, this is just huge. This is just a monumental thing that everybody should, I think people should be using. You can also, I'll show you after the sim finishes. This is a cool part of it. You can also go to like chest and then go simulate all DPS and look what it's going to do. It's going to sim every option of chest that you have. Every single one. See? This is crazy. And the best part afterwards is you can inspect this combat log, and this will tell you in the very beginning, Blood Fury applied, popped Icon Crescent, Curse of Doom is done, Curse of Doom is casted, and if Felguard's casting melee, it tells you everything in the combat log, so you can track everything. Quag applied, everything that you could ever want to do in this is here, guys. This, once again, I can't stress this enough. This is an amazing tool for every Warlock. You can learn how to maximize your DPS as much as possible by as simple as, is it better to run my, you know, is it better to run, what's the common question? 4-set with Fire Destro versus, you know, whatever. You can go into T5 and start dipping into T5 if you want to. That's what I was doing, and I made a bunch of gear sets of it. It's like there's so much that you can actually do with this, guys, that just take the time to sit in here, you know, and just learn it. It's not hard, as you just see. It's super easy. I know I'm probably bad at explaining it, but it's so easy to use. Just pick your spec, click your buffs, click your consumables. Make sure you do this is the biggest part right here. And then with a spec like DN, you would have to make Destro Nightfall. He has the build already made. It looks good. We're just going to use that. You would have to go make sure you click Shadow Fury and Amplified Curse, right? You're keeping up both of these dots. You have all these remaining the same pretty much. We're going to switch this to an imp. But this is interesting, so I'm actually going to finish this. We're going to put the imp on aggressive and pretend that we're going to run the sim with him on aggressive with the 4-set right now, right? Something might be wrong here, but it's not that big of a deal because I'm just using this as an example. Stat weights. Ignore, I don't do the stat weights part. Ignore the stat weights part. We're running this sim as DN right now because I want to test something. So it says 1891, which is significantly lower than Shadow, but it's probably because we messed something up here. So I want to show you one last spec before we go, right? This is dropping Felguard for Ruin. That's all it is, right? But look at this sim with Succubus passive, meaning she's not attacking the whole time, right? We have all these buffs up. We have all our, I think we have everything good to go here. We do. Okay, we're not using these, so we can take those off, take that off. And then we're good to go here. Now, with my same gear on, we're going to sim this, right? Not bad. 1845. You know, it's a little rough. Not too crazy. Look at the difference if you let the Succubus attack the whole time. Oh, whoops. Watch this. Do you see that damage difference of letting your Succubus attack? Huge. Monstrous. I knew that it'd be more, but I knew it'd be that more. And just for curiosity's purpose, your Succubus is not living like at all. Like she'll have a hard time living. The imp runs high too, but not as high as the Succubus. Kind of cool. That's the next spec I'm gonna try to mess with. It's gonna be really hard to try to keep her alive, bro, but I want to try it really bad. So yeah, guys, that's it. I just want to shoot the shit with you guys and show you this because I was showing this yesterday, and I spent like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours on stream trying to fucking get this right, because this thing is just, this is just next level, man. Everything about this is just so, it's just, I love it, man. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun. You can just mess with this for hours, man. Please, once again, this is a guy, KRISTOF, who made it. Please show him some love. This took a lot of work from him. I didn't do anything. All I'm doing is, with permission, making a video just to shed some eyes on this. Remember, the sim is still in work in progress. So like stuff like the fell guard doesn't hit as hard as everything's supposed to hit. Other than that, guys, just have at this. Just please. I've spent hours with this, so if you have any questions, hit up the Discord, or you can just hit up a comment here. I'm pretty sure KRISTOF will be over there in the comments checking it out too. You know, I much love you guys. I fucking love you guys. I'll see you on stream tomorrow. Have fun.